Yeah, welcome to Real Talk with New Order on Power 106, 109 point,
Oh,
108.9.
what's
My
going
bad.
on, co-host?
Hey, how you doing, man?
And sometimes we get a little rusty, man, but I really appreciate you being dedicated coming to the studio, man. Man, I'm
Yes,
gonna tell
sir.
you, man. At the bottom of the hour, our spokesman's gonna join us. Of course, the traffic in Atlanta is just it's crazy,
Yeah, man.
So he'll be in here doing the bottom of the hour, man. But I just want to let you know, man. God is good, man. We got some office space now. Now, I've had free office space, man, about 3 years ago in Marietta, but the guy that ran the building, he passed away. But
Oh, my
now,
condolences.
yeah, so now we got our own space now, man. It's in Tucker, Georgia, man. Very nice, nice place. I want to give a shout out to Kyle Jones, who kind of looked out for the organization. Nice conference room, So I'm going to work on having like an open house for the people here locally. Have little snacks and stuff, and just kind of have a little get together, man. And hopefully,
Okay.
I know you're a busy man. We got to get you to something.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so
man.
you can come by and just kind of network with each other, with the family.
No doubt. No
Yeah,
doubt.
very nice, man. But a lot of stuff in the news, man. I know. Did you hear about the NBA star got caught up in something? Jay
Yeah,
Morant.
yeah.
Um, Only 23 years old. Doing a little research on him. He didn't have no rough life growing up. Had mom and dad in the house, and for some reason, he's making all this money, and I can't judge the young man, but it's like they don't know why he is acting with how he's acting right now. Got caught with a gun. He was shown with a gun outside of um, a club in Colorado, and the NBA seen it and all that. So now he's currently suspended, and Shaq and all them is kind of bashing him. But first of all, we need to pray for the brother. So it's been but my understanding it came out the other day that no charges won't be brought against him, which is a good thing. But if he took the gun from Memphis to Colorado, which how did it get there? He could be suspended for 50 games for the NBA. Now, I'm going to Memphis on Tuesday to let him know we went through something like this when Michael Vick had got in trouble, but, ain't no charges been brought. It's just the fact I want everybody to be patient, and, me personally pray for the brother. Don't just start bashing him like, why is he doing this? Because you can have all the money in the world. You don't know what's going on upstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what's your opinion when you first heard about me? I was like, wow. I was very shocked, but I wasn't surprised because of all these people got carrying guns. You know what I mean? Sean Kemp just got caught up too, former
Yeah.
NBA player.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. And
Yeah.
that was the,
But I heard somebody stole something from him or something, and then I think his phone GPS found out where the location was or something. I don't know, but go ahead. What did you hear on
yeah.
that?
Well, you know I've heard the situation revolving around both individuals.
Okay.
And I really don't have an opinion
Okay.
based on their conduct.
Like
other
me.
than,
Like me. I
yeah,
don't have no opinion.
but I do recommend that whatever issue he going through, because for you to feel like you need to carry a gun,
Correct.
because we know the time that we live in and the situation that we dealing with all the violence
Right.
and around our community.
Correct.
And
Now, if it's defense mode, I can understand carry a gun. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy out here. But just you got a gun and outside holding it, posted on Instagram outside of a club. What is the motive? You know what I'm saying?
well, like I said, the young people, this is what they do. And even if we look at the trial that them young guys is on, who did the murder, and they killed the rapper for the 50,000, and they flashed it all on. They do this for the Instagram
Right. True.
attention.
Right.
So it may not be that he meant to have a mental disability or he unstable mentally. It's just that this is his mindset. His mindset is, man, you got to be able to address the problems that we have in this society.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Where people will victimize you.
That's true.
Whether Sean Kemp shot somebody because they stole something, whether he retaliating, but this is how you try to, get justice.
Right.
And the only way you can actually get justice is through the justice system.
I think Sean Kemp, once I did my research, I think he might get off for that, for what happened, because of the situation at hand. And again, Ja Morant, I'm sorry, the state of Colorado did not charge him, but he's dealing with the NBA, but we want to make sure his mind is okay before he get back into that public life playing basketball. And they need to take their time because, even though that maybe the issue is not over, whatever he's going through, just the fact, I hope he don't want to just throw all that away, because, it's hard. He worked hard to get to that point, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, man, they rob basketball players.
True.
They kidnap basketball players. They do all kinds. Well, I ain't kidnap. I'm just saying in regard to
rob them and all that.
Yeah, because
right.
the kidnap part could come into play when they do a home invasion and restrain them and different things like that. Because they'll do it.
That's right.
If they can find a location on you,
That's
right.
right.
They didn't done it. They didn't actually kill an NFL player.
What's that guy used to play for the Redskins?
Yeah.
Broke in his house and played for Washington. I think it happened in Florida.
Yeah.
I know exactly the safety. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. See,
In fact, it was a guy who used to play for Georgia, played for the Cincinnati Bengals. They broke in his house not too long ago, NFL player.
Yeah.
Gated up. Happened here in Atlanta. He's from Georgia, but he played for the Bengals.
Yeah.
But I think he had a house out in Gwinnett somewhere. Broke in his house.
Yeah.
So it happens, man. Crime happens.
Yeah, it happens. Anybody can be the victim of it.
Right.
Don't
I'm just
discriminate.
hoping that, I'm just hoping with Morant, I hope he was used, if that was happening as far as defense, but not just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm quite sure, he probably had his rationale about having it. The whole point is, maybe they can get ahead of it and the guy don't wind up becoming a statistic.
That's what they're trying to.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
because
right.
we don't need another brother, you know what I'm saying, murdering another brother.
Right.
And we lose both brothers
Right.
to unfortunate circumstances.
And the way Shaq was bashing them, to me, I disagreed on what he was saying. He said, you don't have no reason to be, you're an NBA player. I mean, they are human first. And it just, I hate, get all the facts out first before you start bashing them. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Well,
people's are opinionated. When you allow
oh yeah,
when you allow your private affairs to be publicized,
right.
Then
he brought it on his own because he took a picture of himself on Instagram holding a gun.
Right, you're gonna be scrutinized.
Right,
you're gonna be scrutinized.
You gotta get rid of the criticism.
Yeah, and it ain't. I mean, if you don't want nobody to talk about your business,
you shouldn't have did that.
Keep your business out the public sphere.
That's right.
But
everybody gonna have their opinion. Everybody.
Yeah. And once it becomes publicized, you gotta accept whatever the opinion is.
You can't stop people from talking.
Nah, you ain't gonna be able to stop.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But what else been? I just been kind of following the news. I mean, you can't even enjoy house parties no more. You remember house parties back in the day, man, when we had fun and all that. But now, for some reason, you heard about the situation in
with the
Douglas,
young kids.
Kids can't be kids no more these days, man.
They
used to have fun at house parties.
They can be kids, but kids don't want to be kids no longer. They want to be adults, but they are not.
They don't even think about the consequences.
Right. They want to be adults, but we're not sending them through their rite of passage to bring them to adulthood. This is not what they're being taught or instructed. They ain't been guided like that. They being told that the emphasis is on fun only. Have fun, enjoy your life. This is almost like the message. So it don't matter because they irresponsible. Because he irresponsible on what's the name with your gun, being irresponsible. It don't matter. That stuff don't matter. They irresponsible behavior because they immature in their thinking.
And they don't think about the consequences or nothing.
Now the consequences ain't factored in because doing what they want to do is the right thing to do in their mind. They don't understand that it's illegal. Some of the things can be illegal. I'm not saying what he did per se was illegal, because he can legally own the gun, possess the gun. The gun can be legal, or it may not even be a real gun, and he got the right. He innocent until proven guilty of whatever charge or criticism we cast at him.
And the mom was on the news saying he wasn't even supposed to be at that house party. So I don't know what that. I know what it means, but I'm trying to figure out when she said that. Was he supposed to be somewhere else?
Yeah.
He went on his own and lied to the mom, just trying to figure out how that went. And then, of course, unfortunately, another mother that lost a young man,
Yeah.
bearing her son. So I'm trying to figure out when she said that, what she's actually meaning about that.
Well, it's a message in there. It's a message. But we got to understand the message when she say he wasn't supposed to been there.
Right.
The message is he was there, and this has happened to him because he wasn't supposed to been there because he was disobedient.
Yep.
Because now, if he wasn't supposed to been there, if he wasn't supposed to been there, obviously she probably told him don't go there. And a lot of times we see this with young kids is that things that happened to them that transpired is because they was disobedient.
Right.
If we go back to religiously, and we think about the devil and our creator, the devil know the creator created him, so he can't rise to the power from his creator because he was strong enough, powerful enough to create him.
Right.
So when the creator created him and told him what to do, and he say, no, I don't want to do what you say do, which is bow down to man. Because this real God endowed us human beings with a unique attribute, the ability to think.
Right.
But a lot of us don't think.
Right.
So in the case with the devil knowing God and his power, the power to create and created him, he wasn't wrestling God for power. What he did was he was being disobedient. This the only sin he created. This the only sin he caused. Because he know he can't defeat God. His whole thing was being disobedient. So his whole thing was to lead everybody else and show them how to be disobedient too.
Right. Right.
So everything that we see, fathers, young kids, and different things of that nature, is the results of kids being disobedient.
Right. Did you get a chance to see Farrakhan? They did Savior Day. Did you get a chance?
No, I ain't get the opportunity to watch.
Okay, I didn't. I kind of seen some of it. At the age of 90, man, he's still tough, man. Boy, got his brain and everything. You know, have you ever been to the? Because I know his whole mosque is in Chicago.
Yeah, Mars Marion.
You ever been inside of it?
Yeah.
For real? How is it?
Yeah.
It looks like tight security, ain't it?
It looked like a regular church.
Does it?
Yeah. The security is in place.
Tight, ain't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's in place.
He live in the outskirts of Chicago, right? Is that true?
Nah, he stay in where Elijah Muhammad used to stay over there. I think according to what I understand, over there about where Barack Obama stayed, over there in that area.
In that area?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been to the final call.
Okay.
I
meant to ask you that before.
Yeah, I've been to those facilities. Matter of fact, I had help do some work at the final call.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the brother I had met, I was working with doing rehabbing some homes and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, he the one who first introduced me to the Nation of Islam.
Right.
I'm talking about intimately.
Right.
Where I was, up close in person with people that was inside the nation.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember when he came here to the Fox Theater, Savior Day. I see how they all just come to one city and gather up, all the brothers and stuff, and things like that. So, yeah, I talk to Minister Sharif quite often, man. We go get him back on the show, man.
Yeah.
He just been busy, moving around. But I had talked to him because he love the organization, man.
Yeah.
But a couple weeks, man, going to Champaign, Illinois. Now, how far is that from Chicago?
Champagne
About 2 or 3 hours.
yeah, it's probably a little more than about three to four.
Is it
three and a
close,
half.
like driving there? Do you hit that before or after? Or
With
you not for sure?
Chicago?
Yeah.
It's like it's like in the middle. It all depends on how you get to Illinois.
Okay.
Father's driving and what direction you come from.
Right.
But if you come if you flying, you go to O'Hara, you in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
O'Hara or Midway, you already there. Then you got to drive to Champaign or
Okay.
Springfield.
Okay, but I don't know. You probably don't know Johnny Frame. He's in the organization, but I don't know if I mentioned this, but he has power of attorney over his mom, and unfortunately, the hospital decided to do stuff without his permission, and she ended up dying in the hospital. So he's blaming them, and one of our attorneys in Chicago has took his case, and possible lawsuit's going to be filed because when you have power of attorney, you ain't supposed to do nothing without till their permission. And he's upset, which I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? So that might have caused us. I mean, they was giving her stuff and all this and that. Then I looked at the reviews of the hospital. It's bad because that's up there with a college at University of Illinois.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going up there not this week but next week to have a press conference in front of the hospital. Some doctors that Johnny knows is going to talk about as far as medical standpoint on how the hospital was wrong. And then we got attorney coming behind it to possibly sue them, man. But man, that's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only it's messed up on their end.
These hospitals these days, man. I mean, it ain't what it used to be, man. The hospital released my brother. His blood pressure was still up, and he ended up dying. I'm like, okay, is they doing this stuff on purpose? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
The rate I'm going with it.
Well,
they don't want us in this country. And it's like, is that the way they taking us out on that too?
Well, honestly, some of the stuff may revolve around finances.
Mm-hmm.
See, when it's just like taking your car to the dealership. When you take your car to the dealership, you got to be almost, suspicious of everything they tell you because their whole thing is to get as much money as they can extract from you.
Maybe do something, make problem worse. Bring it back money, right?
So the whole thing is about how much is the procedure gonna cost.
Gotcha.
So when they get an individual and depend on his insurance or her insurance,
Mm-hmm.
now they making a decision on how they want to move forward. Because if you can't pay for the procedure, they don't want to perform it because don't nobody want to work.
He's kind of well off. I know it ain't a money thing with him. I know that definitely.
Yeah, the point I'm making is that when the hospital bring people in and they start performing operations on them and stuff of that nature, sometimes they'll let you expire for your kidneys, for your heart, for all different types of organs, and they'll take your organs and they'll sell it to somebody else.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
in
true.
some cases, it be on the black market. Like,
That's
it
true.
had been reported that coroners that took the organs out and repackaged it with newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Just to fulfill.
Well, that happened in Valdosta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So the point I'm making is that when we go off up into these places of business, such as the hospital and different things of that nature, man, we gotta be cautious. I mean, we put our trust in these people to perform these procedures and to give us life moving forward. But sometimes, like you said, it can be the wrong prognosis or whatever, and man, it lead to an early death or a sudden
Another
death.
one of our staff members called me today, was complaining about, her mom is in the hospital, the way they treating her mom and all that. You know,
Yeah.
that's why it's scared to put elderly people in these nursing homes, man. Because if you're not around, they could be abusing them. You know what I'm saying? Doing different things. If you're not there watching them, it can be. Cause I hear some stories, man. I do hear some
Well,
stories, boy.
well, to be honest, man, hey, that's a tremendous sacrifice on behalf of healthcare providers, the peoples that take elderly peoples in and care for them. Man, it's so. I mean, them peoples need to be applauded. I
Hmm.
mean, not all of them,
Right,
do sinister
right,
behaviors.
right,
Some of them do the right thing. Some of them take care of our elderly,
right.
and they need to be commended for that. But at the same time, those and the ones that do nefarious things, they gonna be prosecuted
That's
because
right.
they ain't gonna play like that. That's these people is vulnerable.
Hmm.
They can't defend themselves,
Right, right,
especially the ones who are bedridden and immobile.
right,
They
right.
they they can't they can't do things for themselves.
True,
And
true.
and loved ones, they can't do it because you got to have somebody there to take care of them.
Right, right,
Some
right,
people's elected to leave them in a home and try to have outside people's come in and assist on caring for them. Some people's don't have the financial the financial situation in order to make that happen.
right.
The point I'm really trying to make is that when we go to these facilities, these health care places, and our parents and loved ones supposed to be taken care of, we got to be cautious, and we also got to be vigilant because we need our loved ones taken care of. We paying for the service
Hmm.
anyway, but the whole point is that they gotta be there. Somebody doing wellness checks,
You got to, Tony,
and
yeah.
it got
Cause
to be
I hear
constant.
stories, man, and might not believe everyone, but I know something be going on. Even daycare with kids, you can see that all the time on the news how they being mistreated and again, I know it's a stress job, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, you got to watch who you hire because you got to be patient dealing with kids. You know what I mean? Because you got some
Man,
kids that's out of
dealing
some
with
kids got
humans.
mental issues. They got
Yeah,
ADD. They all hyper. So you know what you're coming against. You know what you're
yeah.
dealing with. So
Hey, dealing
if you're
with
not a
humans.
patient person or whatever, you're in the wrong field.
Yeah,
Because they get upset. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Things like that. But
yeah. You gotta have patience dealing with a
yeah.
patient. You got to.
Right, right. And the elderly, at that time they get mean. And things like that. So but I just want to pray for Johnny, man. I understand he hurt. He just feel that they was a cause of what happened because of not consulting with him as a power
Hmm.
attorney or whatever to get her what to give her, not to give her. And
Right.
they can't do that. They in some legal trouble because this attorney took his case. And he's a bad boy. Because they see stuff we don't see.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
because they going through the legalities. They
Yeah.
they they looking at the legal argument.
Right.
They ain't going off feelings and
Right. They
emotions.
going off facts.
They going off the legal argument, the legal situation that state this what the law state. They going with the
That's
law.
right.
The law
That's
say
right.
this, the law say that. So you
Yep.
gonna be held accountable
That's
according
true.
to the law.
That's true.
And they gonna use the law because this is what the lawyer get paid for because he know the law.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So he gonna do all the he gonna do all the research that he got to in order to mount a legal argument or
Hmm.
to get to make a legal argument in order to prove that what was done
Hmm.
what shouldn't have been done and the whole whoever was responsible to make them be held accountable.
Right. 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 Also, I just want to say, man, God is good, man. Our youth and outreach department, we partnership up with Chick-fil-A, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we have 3 ministries that we partnership with. Chick-fil-A, which is major. That just happened. We have one off of Fulton. Matter of fact, not too far you work from one off of Fulton Industrial, who has a warehouse just like a football field. You know, so anytime that we having something giving back to the community, it's taken care of. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just got to pick the stuff up. So man, our youth and outreach department is really doing some things, man. I want to give a shout out to Javon and Sky Love, who's doing a wonderful job running the department. So that's gonna. Well, these folks just dedicated, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's most definitely, man,
and no
vital.
one and no. I'm glad we had a mentality that no one's is looking for a paycheck right now, if
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, because some when you putting that much effort into an organization and it's volunteer, we must be doing something right. Because some people's like, I ain't getting paid for this, and when an organization has that attitude, you know,
Yeah.
they can't make something, they let me know or whatever. Once the dedication is there, no one can stop us.
Yeah.
That's basically it. And then we get blessed with the office space. It's just then God is really like, okay, He gonna continue to get us to as long as we continue to be obedient to Him as well.
Yeah.
And things like that. So um, just keep doing what we're doing, man. Like I said, you never miss a. I don't think you ever missed a radio show.
Well, I think I did when I had to have the ceiling work done in my
But
house.
overall, though, man, you've
Yeah.
been, you might can't make things during the week, but you in this studio.
Yeah.
I can depend on you. Things like that.
Yeah,
So
cause this be like the most like downtime I have
I
be on
understand.
Saturday and Sundays.
Right, right.
And then
During
it's
the week, you busy, huh?
yeah, I go to work at night, and
You go early in the morning
well
too,
it be
right?
night, it be yeah early in the morning, it be night, it be dark. Get off, it's dark.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Well, I guess the season for the change and
right,
time gonna bounce back.
right.
Our schedule been kind of light though
Okay,
over the last couple of days.
right,
Well, the last couple of weeks,
right,
and I ain't been working much.
right.
I've been getting off early. I think the earliest I got off was about. I think yesterday I got off at 2.
Okay.
And 2 o'clock. That been
But
a
you in the
long
studio here
time.
on Saturdays. Like I said, at the bottom of the hour, we're gonna bring our spokesman once we go to break. Around 3:30. I don't know what time it is, but
Yeah, it's about
we
3:39.
is it okay? We're
Yeah,
gonna take a break so we can so he can get here on the mic. I don't know where our producer is right now. He's up there. I just want to give a shout out to Mike. He does a wonderful job producing our show as well.
yeah.
But been so busy, man. I've been keeping up with the news. Anything you want to bring to the table? Anything? There's so much going on.
Well,
That's our clue, bro. Save your thought, man. We're going to go ahead and take a break. This has been Real Talk with New Order live on Power Radio 108.9. We'll be right back.
We had a session earlier this morning. But yeah, doing what we do.
Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Real Talk with New Order live on Power 108.9 Power Radio. Our spokesperson just joined us in the studio. What's going on, Red?
All is well, man. I'm glad I made it. I
Okay.
was fighting. I was bobbing and weaving through that Atlanta traffic.
Okay. Did you see the good news we got about the office space we got in Tucker,
Awesome.
Georgia?
Awesome.
Yeah,
It's good
man.
to have a brick and mortar building to go
Now,
to.
man, we have somewhere where we can, nice conference room. We want to have our own little meetings and
Awesome.
stuff. So I'm thinking about having a little open house and just have refreshments. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We could just break bread and stuff like that. I'm gonna let y'all know when. Just kind of hard to get everybody on the same, on the same surface or whatever. I know, of course, we got to do it on the Saturday if we want Noki there.
Yeah. Unless it's gonna be
Hard
at
work
night.
and no.
Man, that video you did, bro, was
Which one?
not the one you did for us.
Wasn't right.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of.
Really?
Did you see it?
No,
I know you be
didn't.
so busy during the week, man.
Okay.
He
I
did a
gotta check it
video on how we go speak in Georgia Works. And he did it's a video that we don't have to change. It's like an ongoing partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like
it's
how
on
you
the
did-
page.
It's on the
It's on the page.
Yeah, but
It's-
you know I put it on,
I think it's on my page as well because you tagged me in it.
but I put it on our
And
website.
it's on the website
Yeah,
too?
man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I
That's
told
awesome.
Leonard to do that. It's real
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
man. I'm gonna
yeah,
show you
yeah.
once we get off the air, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the
It
talent,
came
man.
out real nice, man. Like when you called me and you said like, can you do that on the live? And I was
It was
like,
worth the patience. It sure was.
I was like, got you, Gerald. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wanted something that you can use, like you saying now, we can constantly use.
Right.
But at the same time, I wanted to be like a real commercial promotion.
It was like,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
the
we really
background
showing
was
that we
nice,
can-
man.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
nice, man.
Yeah,
I
it was
really
like
appreciate
we was,
it.
I made it because we was out in the neighborhood. So I showed it like the background was indicative of the neighborhood we was out there. I mean, because we grassrooted. So, I wanted to be
You're
very
right.
grassroots, but
Yeah.
at the same time, very professional. So
Yeah,
it
it
came
was
out
real-
real well.
real
I think
nice,
you'll like
man.
it. You'll like it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm getting my political feet
You
wet.
still going to Champagne with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the time.
The attorney took the case, bro.
Did he?
Yes.
Really?
He about to get some money, man. Yeah,
Wow.
they killed his mom, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the call because he has power of attorney. They was doing stuff without his permission. Yeah, he mad about that. And then the reviews for this hospital is bad, bro. So if attorney decided to take the case, he sees stuff legal wise that we don't see.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what, Mr. Rose, he's even upset as the attorney. If you Google the attorney, he's real good, man. He's out of Chicago, but he could practice law throughout the United States. So we have attorney can go to any city in the United States, bro.
That's crazy, right?
Be legally really
That's
protected. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's
And,
crazy. I look forward to.
you ain't never
to that
met
trip.
Johnny, man, but can you imagine what he going through? They doing stuff without your permission,
Yeah.
and they got powerful attorney
Yeah.
over his
I
mom.
mean, that's a medical malpractice suit,
Yeah.
negligence, and everything
Yeah.
else. That
Yeah.
can,
So we're going to up there to expose that hospital.
wow.
And then when you tell about somebody losing their mother
Yeah.
to
Yeah, that's hard.
malpractice, man,
It's
that's
very hard.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
I can't even imagine my mom. You saying that, I'm like, bro, I don't even know how I would respond if something like that happened.
Right.
That's crazy,
right,
man.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the fact that he's an attorney, oh my God, I know he's gonna be all.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
book. He's gonna be
Yeah.
all in the books of law now.
He had one thing about Johnny, he had all his documentation in order.
Really?
Yeah, and sent
Wow.
it to the attorney. About 3 days later, they said they decided to take the case. So they faxed him over the contract to retain him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So I don't know if he's going to be in Champagne with us, but we definitely can say that we have an attorney on the case.
That's one of the most.
You know what I'm saying?
important
That's
part.
powerful. They're going
Yeah.
to be like, whoa.
Yeah, that's the backing right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, you need that legal backing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already got the membership backing, the organization.
Right,
backing.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah, that's right.
but it'd be nice that he can make it there as well to speak, on the legal
Yeah.
side of why
Yeah.
we out here in front of
Is he
this
coming?
hospital.
Is he?
I don't.
saying
I'm
he's
gonna
coming?
verify that, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna verify that because it'll be good for us to be standing with him.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that's powerful.
Is there a press conference taking place?
Yes, that's what we're going up
Okay.
there for the press conference.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
Matter of fact, thinking of did the lady ever call you? I know you've been working on
I
the
spoke
press
with
release.
her. She didn't call me. She
Kind
didn't
of
call me.
explain to our listeners, man, on the phone call we had received.
Received a phone call from a lady. I don't know if she wants her name spoken right
Right.
now.
We can
but
be
I-
kinda
Yeah,
private
I'll be a
on
little
that.
bit private. But I'll say that she wants us to look into a case of her son. He's actually he's an inmate at Telfair State Prison,
Right.
which is in I forgot
Somewhere in South
Georgia
Georgia.
near Savannah. I can't think of the name right now. It's eluding my mind right now. But anyway, there's a lot of mishaps taking place down there.
Because
And,
we did a little research.
and when we
too,
researched it, when we researched, shout out to Sarithia for that
right, she did a
awesome
wonderful
research.
job.
These people have been actually practicing years of mistreatment, abuse, and actually killings in this jail, and it's been under the radar and unnoticed. So what we want to do is actually lift the blanket up
Right.
and see if we can actually
But
bring
at
some
the same
exposure
time, we
to
want to put her son
at any type of
at
harm.
kind of risk,
Exactly,
put under the
exactly.
spotlight. So
That's
it's-
going to be the tricky part right there. But also, that's why, like me and you spoke, I think it's a matter of us actually shedding light on all the incidents or as a whole instead of focusing on a particular case because he's
To
actually
put him
in that
in harm's
environment.
way.
I won't want to put him in harm's way from
Right.
the CO because that's who he's actually having issues with the COs, other inmates. And at this point, he's constantly calling his mom saying that he feels his life is in jeopardy. You know, his life is being threatened on a daily. He's been in solitude confinement. He's been, they're constantly trying to accost him sexually. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what that is if he's in the inmate with men. So he's really going through this situation, and it's been time after time after time. And not too recently, I want to say a month or so ago, there was a young man that was found dead in there, and they said that the young man was bludgeoned, basically, but autopsy revealed that he was stabbed to death. So it's like a lot of
And we know fights take place.
yeah,
in
a lot
there.
of misinformation going on. So
Right.
our thing is we're trying to see if we can actually get families behind us now, because for all those cases in the years that these things have been taking place, if we can galvanize the families of these unjust instances, that maybe it actually give us a more of a unified front, some power behind it, versus us just trying to go at it ourselves.
Right,
But
right.
think
What you
that's
think
the
about
key.
that, no? Because like I
Man.
said, we don't want to put the inmate,
Yeah.
harm's way. You know what I'm saying? The spotlight on him, and it could be more dangerous.
Yeah, I understand. And not only that, society have a propensity to look down upon inmates or criminals in that regard. Any convicted felon, they always had this imaginary theme that good conquer evil. So
Right.
they always abuse the prisoner, and you see always the police dragging you to
Right.
the paddy wagon with the billy clubs and different
Right.
things like that. This narrative have always been accepted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But until we change the narrative and say that, dehumanizing any human being, is not acceptable. Even though they may be, you already done convicted them. You already placing them in humane situations. You know what I'm saying? You already making it life difficult.
Right.
So you meted out your punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time. All the punishment now is over.
right.
They doing their time. That's the punishment. But you want to punish them with the food, the health care, your treatment, the
Right.
beds, anything. You want to make life hard.
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
They
And
do.
then you
At the end of the
said
day, they still got rights.
right,
They
and
just
you
got rights.
and you saying you doing this under the skies of as a deterrent to deter them from this type of behavior. That's not going to deter
Right,
it.
right.
You know
So
what's
how
going
you
to
think how we should kind of handle without putting him in the spotlight? That's what me and the spokesman trying to make sure we don't.
well he the face of every inmate, so we don't have to name the name. Only thing we got to do is say the inmate. The inmate is almost indicative of what transpired throughout America criminal justice system. This is how you mistreat fellow citizens. We are not trying to. They're not trying to rehabilitate them and bring them back into society and make them productive. So they can pay taxes. That even us, we go to work every day and we feel a sense of injustice. How they tax us to death.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But still, these peoples can be taxpayers.
They
You
can't
can't-
be. And I agree
Right.
with you. I feel like once an individual does his time, and he actually does his, I mean, just pays his debt to society. Why can't they be re-implemented back into society as productive citizens?
true.
They really take them. It's a lot they go through, man. I got so many
Politics.
comrades and family members who, they just, after serving a little time or whatever, they come back out and now they got to serve the time of being told no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got to serve. It's so much, and it's kind of like that's why the recidivism rate kind of increases, because people find themselves back at square one, and then how you gonna survive? How you gonna take care of your family?
That's true.
And when you're a man, if you're a man, I'll say in a sense of a mindset, that's that ultimate innate need or desire to provide. If you got a family, then not only for yourself, but self-preservation kicks in too. If you can't get a job, what you gonna do? If you hungry, what you gonna do? You gonna do what you got to. You got to survive, and survive oftentimes leads to a man taking, or leads to a man doing those things outside of what's legal in order to make ends meet, just in his primal survival needs. And they know that though.
Right.
This by design.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And,
Right.
and not only that, because that instinct that's in every
Yeah.
man being triggered, they gonna call this bit a savage.
Right.
They're gonna
You-
call that man a savage.
You think
But it's
we're-
the savage that created the system.
Right.
That's the real savage. It has to
Right.
be a savage mindset to create a system that turns other people into savages. Only the savage creates a savage, and circumstances create savages. You take away the circumstances, then people actually, if you give people an opportunity to live and take care of themselves, to me that would that would decrease a lot of the issues we got going on. Not saying it totally eradicate them, but it would decrease a lot of just regular issues we got going on as far as robbing, killing, stealing, the whole nine. People can't take care of themselves, and I'm not justifying those as reasons why we should do them, but it's just the plain out facts.
Right.
If you,
People gotta survive.
that's just
out
what
there.
people got
Yeah.
to survive, man.
Right.
You
Yeah.
got to survive. The vibration turns different. You
Right.
could tell in different society neighborhoods you go in, you could feel the vibration. I was on a particular side of town yesterday. No need to say it, but I could feel the vibration of my people on that side of town versus when I'm on another side of town.
Oh,
When I
of
walk in the
course.
store, you can feel the vibration.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
man, y'all ain't got nothing in here. And just the people in there, just the way they vibing and the whole nine, the frequency is different. So immediately it's like you trying to turn that station. It's like you
Right.
listening to a station of music you ain't trying to hear, man. I need to tune
That makes
something else.
sense, man.
It just it's changing, but they know it. They design it like that. No, you get locked up now, man. Automatically, you got to get in the vibrational self-preservation mode of like, okay, I got to do what I got to do to survive. Like I tell
You're
cats,
right.
I'm from Miami. Like I tell cats, every time I go home, to what we call the crib, when I go back home to the crib, and it's like, when I stay there for so long, I notice my mind changes. I get to be here and be like just cool, calm, and just be straight. Growing up in Miami, how I grew up and where I grew up in Miami, it was savage mode, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
even though it's gentrified and the whole nine, it's a situation where you slowly, unknowingly acclimate to that mindset because you always on the swivel, or you
Defense
always
mode,
you,
huh?
you get like that. Before you know it, if you eating that, if you breathing that, if you bathing in that, if you hearing that, smelling that, you become that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I know when I lived in Cali, lived in New York, lived in Mississippi, and now Georgia, different places, you start to acclimate to
Oh, you
the
lived in
action.
New York too?
Yeah, I lived in New York for a bit.
Okay.
When you acclimate to what they call the milieu, which is the surrounding of it all, and you just like, wow. So that's why a lot of people, they like coming up here. It's good living. But you could ask a cat from New York, man, that's a mindset, because you got to, the rapidity of life speeds up. You know what I'm saying? You start acting. I don't know. You from Ohio, so I'm pretty sure they got a different
yeah.
a mindset. You know what I'm
And
saying?
we so
Yeah.
close
You
to
from
Detroit.
Chicago, I already know they got a different mindset.
Yeah.
So you take a cat out of Chicago and bring him to the A, or even a southern part where it's more slower. He'll start to slow down. First, he gonna go through withdrawal. Like, man, this might be slow. You know, I got to get back. But let him stay a little longer, start to acclimate. If he started to like it, take him back home now. So he go, man,
Right.
I gotta get out of Chicago. This thing wild, man.
true.
But
Yeah.
before he ain't want to leave.
Matter of fact, I talked to a guy from Chicago this
Yeah.
week, and I could hear in his voice, man, I'm from the streets. and
Yeah, you know what I'm
I
saying?
told him, I had a partner organization, but you hear in his voice, people up north, you can tell, man, they're in defense
You
mode. They gotta
you
survive.
been in a different mode, man.
Yeah,
It's-
you gotta
it's the
survive.
regions, man.
And
But
then
a lot of
too-
people live here ain't from here too, though. You
Yeah.
notice?
It's a lot of transplants.
Yeah.
I.e.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, me.
All
Hey,
us, really.
But see what it is that you find peace because now you don't identify the peoples you seeing now as an open threat or
That's true.
enemy
That's true.
because you know where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you did when you was there. You know what was going on while you was
Right,
in the trenches.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Now you can disrobe.
You could disrobe.
It's
You
a
know what I'm
guy I
saying?
know,
Great way of
man.
saying that.
He always say,
Just
I'm from
road.
Brooklyn, kid. He always tell me I'm from Brooklyn, kid. Just kind of, trying to represent. But
Yeah,
what's
and
up?
that's interesting
What's up,
because
B?
my up north brethren, they really uphold when they from up north. Like,
Yeah.
they from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. If I'm Bronx, I'm from BK.
Yeah.
They really on that, and that's fine. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they serious.
They serious about that.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
are. They
see it.
definitely see it.
Hey, matter of fact, they got a little movement down here too.
Do they?
Yeah, they be having their little picnics and
Yeah, we do
different
too.
stuff
The Miami
Yeah.
305, we real big.
Yeah, we got some
305.
419 here and
Yeah,
there.
we got
Matter of
305.
fact, we got T-shirt and hoodies.
Yeah.
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 Matter of fact, that's when what's the name over there we had at the other radio station? The brother used to host it.
I know you're talking about, yeah. What
Yeah.
about-
Well, anyway, he
he
from
from
Miami.
Miami. Oh,
Yeah, I did meet him that one
Disco.
time.
Disco.
He was
Yeah, that
from
was your
Miami.
homeboy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was
So
from Miami.
Disco
That's right,
said
yeah.
they had a little crew from Miami
305,
to
which
Yeah,
y'all 305?
Yeah, we was 305.
Yeah.
And
from
they'll be
Miami
on
to,
Facebook.
yeah, from
Yeah.
Miami,
From Miami,
to,
yeah.
to Atlanta.
Yeah.
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 Did you? We talked about it before you got here. You heard about the John Morant?
Not much about it. When you mentioned it to me, I haven't heard much. I've been kind
Man.
of tuned out.
Well, he was seen. He made a post on Instagram. Him outside of a nightclub in Colorado with a gun in his hand.
This the athlete, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I've seen
The
little-
basketball
Yeah.
player.
I've been features of that.
Well, let
Yeah.
me say this since Red here, because
Go ahead.
I know he most definitely, man, is a good ambassador. So, and he gonna invest. he gonna advocate for the best part of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Look how he
so,
looking at.
So
He
the
like,
point.
what
No,
No.
he
I'm
know.
about to get
He
into
know.
this. Let me hear what he's saying.
And the reason why I say we can't allow them to make him a villain, to villainize this brother, man.
That's
we
the
can't
reason
allow
why- yeah.
we can't allow that to take place on our watch.
You need
This
to
one
tell-
of our guys,
need to
you
tell
know what I'm saying?
Shaquille O'Neal. He just
Yeah, well,
What's
you,
Shaquille saying?
bashing him. Get a man a chance. I mean, he might need some help from our people. From our, you know what I'm saying? You know, and
well, he probably
he's
don't
just-
need help. He probably needs support. You know, and not child support. He don't need financial help. The man is a successful. He need the
Right.
help. He need the help that's gonna guide him to a different path.
Well, you know, I'm going
You know what
to
I'm saying?
Memphis.
So they don't want to give him opportunity?
Well, they whole thing is to because of the image. You a
He came
celebrity.
from two
You a,
mom and dad homes. He didn't have no rough life growing up. Now, why are you doing this now?
right. You a
Acting like they say, acting like a thug.
well, you a celebrity. You supposed to be an example, and you set an example for the youth.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to take on the same role that, or the thug, like you say, the
Right.
thug mentality, you taking on this role that they trying
That
to
you
really,
never been, bro.
right? That they trying to really read or say a bad image.
Right.
So that's what it really is about.
That's
It's
what's
all
going
about the
on.
image.
So what's the punishment?
Well, actually, he got away from criminal charges in Colorado. They didn't charge him, but the NBA, if there's evidence that he took a gun on a plane from Memphis to Colorado, first of all, how did the gun get there? So you know he did that. He go get like a 50-game suspension. But the criminally charged, the state of Colorado, they decided not to charge him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just the fact people are wondering why are you acting like this because you was never like that when you was a kid. He didn't grow up like Iverson and all them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where Iverson had a kind of, you know, was doing some negative
Mhm,
things.
for sure.
His mom and dad was there and stuff. He wondered why he's doing this now, and he got all his money. Why? His father be at the games all the time, so people don't understand why he's doing this. And some athletes are not feeling sorry for him; they just bashing him. Some of them was like, you know, maybe something is wrong, what's going on, and he did send out a statement that he apologized of his actions and everything. So basically, that's what's going on.
Mm.
It's just I hate when our people get in trouble. They automatically just, you know, let it play out. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know how they
Yeah,
impatient.
you got to
the
get the
media
facts.
eating
You
them
got to
up.
let it play out and get the facts.
Yeah, the media. You know, as a black athlete, the media eating them up. You know what I mean?
Oh, they looking for that.
Yeah.
They're gonna over sensationalize.
We give them a
that.
reason, right?
But
So that's what's going on.
I would say this too, because I didn't know the story. That's why I'm really listening.
Right.
Just from the smidget of what I'm hearing, it's like he definitely got to hold himself accountable.
Correct.
Because he pulled that. That is a negative image.
And he
for-
put it on
and he put
Instagram.
Instagram. It's a lot of youth and people generally
Looking up to
and
him.
then it's a lot of money behind him. You got a
Yes.
machine looking at him. You
That's
know
what
what I'm saying?
they're saying.
So I'm trying to look at it from a business standpoint too. And likewise, I think he should be somewhat spanked a little bit. So if the 50 games, I don't know if 50 games is excessive. I don't really.
Well, you
get
remember
into-
Gilbert Arenas
Yeah, I remember Gilbert
when he had
Arenas.
that gun
When
he
had that
took
gun
in the
system.
locker room?
Yeah, took it in the locker room.
So
But
they're
in-
trying to compare
They're trying to compare. It's two different scenarios.
punishment or something. Yeah.
But with this guy, what you saying, the two-family household, I think that, especially since I'm in entertainment, I'm a firm believer that it's again with us. We was aforementioning was. I think people start to play out the things that they feed their mind, that feed their ear gate. He probably listened to all that music like that. He's around it, and his
And
company.
he only 23 years
and
old.
he's
too.
23. I
That's
guarantee
young.
you start to actually unknowingly and unconsciously become that which you put yourself around. I guarantee you, all he plays probably that kind of music. He probably play a lot of them games, and all them games is shooting games. It's a lot of things that we don't realize seep into the unconsciousness of us that we start to play out. So for him, when he did that, that was cool. He couldn't rationalize that, what I'm doing here. You know, this might not be the best thing I need to do
Yeah.
because I was caught in the mindset of this is what it looks. This is the cool thing, and I'm not giving him just, but I can understand because I look at it from a psychological standpoint. I guarantee you he wasn't in his rational mind. He was just in his impulsive mind to just make an image. But the image now is going to cost him a lot on the front and back end.
That's true.
And he got to pay for that. Now,
Yeah.
what he got to do now is just be very apologetic like he been, but he needs to probably. He's just 23. That's going to be hard because he's very young. But like you mentioned, he need positive role models around him now. He need people that he need to see where he wants to see himself
why
in 10, 15 years.
I look up to LeBron James. His mom was doing some negative thing. Never met his dad doing his thing. At the age of 18, he signed a $90 million contract. Pressure was on his brother. Never got
He
in
always
trouble.
he always had a good circle
The
around him.
question is, who was around him? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And a lot of it too. In his case, I think
Never got.
I
in
think
trouble,
in his case
huh?
his circle was good, but I also think that there's sometimes people have an innate integrity about themselves. He seemed like a person that LeBron had this innate thing where he know what he wanted to be. He know what he wanted
wanted
to
it
accomplish.
bad.
He know the person he was. He was focused on the LeBron James you see now at 13, 14, 15. Some people want the dream, but it stops at that. He wanted the legacy. He saw himself
He
as
sure
the
did.
greatest.
He
Some
stayed
people see, you know what I'm
focused,
saying?
man.
That's the difference. Like Jordan, it's some people come into this world and they come downloaded
Jordan
with
was
already
different
information.
bringing up because his mom and dad was there, so I can't compare Jordan LeBron Favre's upbringing.
Well, I
You
think,
feel me? He
yeah, I
went to
think
North
what he-
Carolina.
I think what the comparisons that he making is not about the
upbringing.
parental
Yeah.
or the upbringing. It's more about the mindset of the individual
Yeah.
and their determination and their drive.
And
And
what
I
they
think
see
that's
for
what
themselves, yeah.
he alluding to. Also, though, the point you making, which I agree, is based on the handlers who handle
Yeah.
the situation,
Right, right.
because they can take them on a circle,
Right.
on a cycle, follow the media, and do all types of different things to
Yeah.
try to market his image,
Exactly.
because that's what it's all about.
That's what's gonna have to happen.
Because
Yep.
he go after
he a brand.
he a brand.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like Kobe came back on him. He got in that little situation when he was accused of rape in
When- in
Colorado.
Colorado.
He had to bounce back.
Yeah. And you
So
said
he-
you said something. He's a brand, and when he's a brand, he's really not. He's not his brand yet. He's the NBA brand and whatever brand. And
He was actually
He
really
got it.
the next face of the NBA once
Yeah. Whatever
when
jersey he put
LeBron
on.
retired. He was actually that next face.
and he still got a chance to be that.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
he could get past this obstacle, this actually probably be a more catapulting moment for him, because it's like he already done faced the fire. And
Yeah.
it should
Yeah.
really, and fire, anything fire sterilizes.
That's true.
So if he could
Yeah.
walk through that fire, he gonna even come out that much more pure.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He just gotta understand that's what it
That's
is.
true.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, if he does that, You know, they're gonna really take him on the campaign. He'd be willing to do. He's 23.
Yeah, he's
You
still
know, so if he just, but we got to realize what we're doing. We were just talking about this from a music standpoint, because me and my group, Venja, shout out to them. That's why we so adamant about the type of content and material we're putting out,
right.
and even my adult contemporary hip hop brand. Like I have a lot of people coming to me sometimes want to actually use my brand and stamp it onto their music. But I can't just lend that like that, because first I got to make sure your music is indicative of what my brand represents, because it's a brand. Not saying that anybody.
So you have an independent label, right?
I have my own independent label as well. Yes,
Okay.
and my brand that I'm trying to be a flagship for is
Gotcha.
adult contemporary hip hop. Now anybody can do adult contemporary hip hop, but I have an actual brand logo, trademark. I have a sigil that represents it makes it that much more solidified.
I like that sweatshirt.
The
You got on
sweatshirt, Black King.
Yeah.
Just
We definitely kings, bro.
subconsciously, just to remind us of
Is
who
that
we
your,
tell- we
your
need to
own?
tell our-
Nah, this is a shout out to this company right here. I seen their brand on IG, and I like to support black owned businesses.
Okay.
These are some brothers, man, and they got a nice array of gear.
Okay.
And I like this one right here, Black King.
Tell our young people they kings. You feel me?
They are kings.
Yeah.
They are kings. You know,
Right.
and especially young boys, you are kings. You know, society trying to tell you that you're princesses, but you're really kings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
you're
you're
right.
not queens.
Yeah, we talked
You know
about
what I'm
that
saying?
too,
You
man.
know
When
what I'm
kids
saying?
can't even have house parties these days.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You heard that situation in Douglasville?
That's crazy,
it's
bro.
Just
crazy.
we
House
grew up.
party.
We grew up on house
We grew
party.
up. I mean,
house
like on
parties,
stand over
man.
your partner house. Like it wasn't nothing.
We
My mom
grew
be
up
over
on
such
house-
and such house.
Yeah.
Man, nah.
Yeah.
House parties are. they
Man,
house-
any type of venue where you bring in a large
kids.
number of peoples
Something
together,
breaking out now, man.
yeah, you gotta have security. You
But
can't.
That's how they creating it, bro.
You-
That's how they creating it. They really creating us in a phobiatic society and fear. I mean, like everything. So once they drive you there, now they can maneuver you like sheep into the quadrants, into the spaces they want you in. They could put the FEMA on you, and they could put you in such and such because you're already scared. Now we live in a society where now everybody don't want to touch nothing. You go in every restaurant, go everything. They got the garbage can right here. They might have such and such. You gonna have a towel to touch the knob. You everything.
Right.
People go to the gas station. They got the thing right there. They don't even want to touch the thing. It's a germophobic society. In some of these,
that's our
and,
clue,
and re,
bro.
you- I
Yeah,
mean,
we had a
like,
good
and I
segment.
ain't saying that we shouldn't be aware or conscious of it, but just think about it. Once they get you germophobic out, and these are kids, they working on that generation to where ain't gonna be no touching.
And we're afraid of them.
We're afraid of them.
I think that's our clue, y'all. Thanks again for joining us. I consider us the dream team.
Oh man, boy,
Man, it's always
I
a
wish we
pleasure,
had another
man.
hour so to get popping.
Yeah.
Man, I sure wanted it, man.
Definitely want to give a
Oh,
shout out
man.
to Power 108.9 for
Yes,
allowing
sir.
New Order to put out the real news. It's not being put out. Again, I want to thank God for the office space, man. We
Yeah, this is a
partnership
blessing.
up with Chick-fil-A.
I saw that. That's
I mean,
a good
God
move.
is really giving us the
a
platform. We
good
got to
move.
continue to stay humble and let Him lead this movement.
Hey, they actually a godly organization. I could respect the fact that
Yeah.
they still following under Truett Cathy's,
Right,
his leadership, even
Right.
in his demise. I mean, his
Right,
family's doing
right,
that.
right,
I respect the company that
I
closes
want to thank
on Sunday.
again Noki, man. Don't take no day off here in the studio.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming back.
I apologize for my
Oh,
impunctuality too, but it was like
no.
the
Looking
traffic
forward
was
to us
crazy.
going to Champaign, Illinois to get justice for this family.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
going to Champagne, but not to pop champagne.
Yeah. So again, this has been Real Talk
Oh,
with New
man.
Order Live on Power 108.9. Peace.
Peace.
One love.
I'm trying to get paid in full.